It is a pleasure to welcome you to the 10th anniversary celebration of DePaul University's College of Science and Health. The activities and events we're hosting in honor of this anniversary will showcase 10 years of student, faculty, and alumni contributions. We will highlight DePaul's academic excellence and the positive impact the college has had not only on training our students, but also helping our surrounding community. 10 years ago, DePaul created a college that combines science and health to establish a solid foundation for our students in the physical and biological sciences that can address increasing needs in health equity and environmental science, among others. Within the past decade, the university launched more than 15 new bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree programs. Our faculty have earned numerous grants to conduct research and contribute scholarly work to their field of study, with more than 7,500 students earning their degrees. Those alumni are now making a difference in a wide range of science and health professions. For example, in response to the global pandemic, college faculty and staff collected thousands of pieces of medical-grade personal protective equipment to donate to local hospitals. They collaborated with the College of Computing and Digital Media to use 3D printers to make more than 100,000 face shields and plastic covers for N95 masks. Media outlets across the country have featured our faculty as experts in everything from the mechanics of the COVID-19 virus to mental health and community health monitoring. And when the COVID-19 vaccine first became available, our School of Nursing partnered with the City of Chicago to administer the vaccine. I share all of this because the global pandemic has exemplified exactly how the college upholds our mission as a Catholic, Vincentian, and urban university. That's DePaul. And it's why we are blessed to have the College of Science and Health as part of our university and the Chicago community. St. Vincent de Paul called on us to take action in service of others. He said, "It is a maxim of ours to work in the service of the people." I believe this maxim applies perfectly, and for 10 years the college has upheld DePaul's Vincentian values, and it will continue to do so well into the future. I do hope you will join us in celebration.
As with most developments at DePaul, the idea of a College of Science and Health came from the ranks. The nursing department had long wanted to expand its offerings, and independently, others wanted to broaden the range of health career offerings that DePaul was offering. They saw that this was a part of the economy that was predicted to grow in the decades ahead. It would offer our students a solid career for the rest of their lives. Coincidentally, I had been serving on the board of Vincentian, the nation's largest health system, where I learned a great deal about the sheer breadth of opportunities in healthcare beyond direct medical provision. Health communications, health IT, health business specializations, and more. And so, we set out on a journey, making this one of DePaul's strategies at the time to expand the career paths that we could offer graduates in this key area of human service. While the colleges of communication and IT and business broadened their specific options within their existing footprints, the science and nursing faculties came to the administration quietly and asked if they could form a new college for their central part of this initiative. Part of the reason was a desire to leave the Arts and Sciences College that they had long been part of. Now, scientists have a very different way of running meetings than do faculty from the humanities. Scientists appreciate short, to the point, decision-making meetings, whereas faculty in the humanities and even a number of the social sciences tend to appreciate the benefits of lingering on a question, examining it from multiple aspects, and perhaps even saving a decision for the next meeting so that additional conversation can be had between meetings. In short, the science and health faculty wanted to move this initiative aggressively, and they feared the larger LNS faculty leadership, who had a voting majority on the college oversight committees, would slow their progress. And they weren't wrong about that. Cultures mattered, and the project would have been slowed. So the provost, Helmut Epp, and I allowed the faculty to vote as departments and to decide department by department whether they wanted to remain in the larger liberal arts and sciences college or separate into a college of science and health. Now, we weren't surprised when nursing and biology and chemistry and physics chose the new structure. We were surprised when psychology and mathematics came and asked to join as well. Now, one thinks of psychology as a social science, but DePaul's program in clinical psychology is nationally known, and it made sense after a moment's thought. And therefore, the college came into existence with those founding members. I'll let others recount the college's wonderful growth since, as well as its continuing plans for growth in the years ahead. But perhaps I'll add one additional comment on the name and how that came to be. For that too came from the ranks, but it came as a fear to be addressed rather than an actual name being proposed. Faculty in biology and chemistry were concerned that their departments would be demoted into service departments, that is, offering required courses for the health students without respecting the powerful and the far broader contributions that their disciplines offer the world right now. In my opening speech to the new college, where I laid out a series of purposes and hopes for the college, I said this about the name. Quote, "This college is specifically and intentionally named to signal the preeminence and the foundational role of basic science and research, and the derivative role of professional practice stemming from this knowledge. It will be your work as faculty to see that so. May you always take that responsibility most seriously, for you and not the central administration will make the curricular and administrative choices that will most shape this," unquote. I went on to encourage the faculty to see to it that the college embodied the Vincentian mission of our patron, St. Vincent de Paul, in a number of specific ways that I laid out for them, and that are appropriate to the sciences and to the health professions. As with all startups, I've watched the college in the years since both brilliantly succeed in the ways it hoped and have to pivot when early partnership ideas didn't pan out. Such is the stuff of higher education. It's a strategic puzzle to build a college, but it's also a work of the heart. So congratulations to all of you as you mark this anniversary. I'm proud that I was able to support your ambitions, and I will continue to pray and to root for the ways that you will continue to be a blessing to the world through the importance of your work. God bless you.
Greetings. My name is Dr. Jerry Cleland, and I became the Dean of the College of Science and Health on the first day of its existence, July 1st, 2011. While there are some interesting stories that happened later, and I'm going to get back to a few of those, a great deal of effort happened before that date. So I'd like to talk about some of the steps that led to the formation of the college. Many people made major contributions and spent countless hours making sure that the college would come into existence and that it would prosper and thrive going forward. Let me talk about some of the big picture processes that are notable, and I will qualify that by saying at least as I remember them from 10 years ago. At the beginning of the 2010-2011 academic year, I was the chair of the psychology department. In that position, I had heard rumors about the potential for a new college, and I had heard about it in the context of the university searching for new ways to attract students, to increase the visibility of science in was one of the ways that the university thought it might attract more students. Frankly, I did not pay too much attention to that because being the chair of psychology was at least a full-time job, in my opinion. So, in this entire temporal context, as the chair of the psychology department, I had heard these rumors. We were getting pushed by our own national organization, and I received an email request to join Provost Helmut Epp and Dean Chuck Suchar. Dean Suchar was the current dean of LAS, of which psychology was a department at that time. And I received this email to attend a meeting about the potential for a new college. This meeting took place in mid-October of 2010. And along with Provost Epp and Dean Suchar were the chairs of 10 departments in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And the departments were biology, chemistry, environmental science, health science, mathematics, Master of Public Health, nursing, physics, psychology, and what was then science education is now STEM studies. This meeting was a discussion of the potential for forming a new college with a focus on health and science. There really wasn't a name for this college yet. This was just a concept at this point. At the time, DePaul was not known as a destination university for those particular academic areas, and it wanted to change that perception. After a long discussion in this meeting, after receiving a affirmative voice vote by the chairs of these departments, Provost Epp asked the chairs to go back to their departments, have departmental discussions about this potential, and have a secret ballot vote of all of the tenure track faculty in the department to either move forward or to reject creating and joining in the formation of this new college. He requested that this be done before Thanksgiving. So we are already in mid-October. This needed to be done by mid-November. In academic speed, this is moving very, very quickly. So what we did was we went back to our departments, had these discussions in late November of 2010. The 10 chairs met to discuss the results of the department's votes. 8 of the 10 departments' faculty voted to join together to form a new college. One of the 2 that did not vote to eventually did vote and joined the college, and one of the departments did not ever join the college. A memo was sent to Provost Epp and Dean Suchar announcing these results. Based on this vote, it was determined that these departments would move forward and form a new college. The goal was to have it approved and able to accept students in the autumn of 2011. So this was at the end of November 2010. We needed to do quite a lot of things to get ready to accept students in the fall of 2011. In January of 2011, there was a meeting of the faculty from the departments who had voted to join the new college, and the focus of this meeting was to select a leader of this group of departments to essentially help create a proposal to form the new college. It was going to, of course, require more than that, but this particular meeting was about who's going to lead all of this. The proposal that we had to get together needed to be completed in a timely way so that it could be approved by faculty council. Once approved by faculty council, assuming that could be done, it then needed to be approved by the board of trustees. All of this needed to be done in time for us to accept students in the fall of 2011. In early February of 2011, as a result of the January meeting, I was selected to lead this process. Because there was not yet a college, I could not be named dean, so we had to come up with something, and then an informal agreement took place, so that I think I was called the proposal coordinator. The chairs and I began to work to determine how to write a proposal to form a college and how we would interact and what our process might be. After 12 drafts were created and read and approved by department chairs, a final 56-page proposal was submitted to Provost Epp at the end of March in 2011. We were already on the faculty council agenda. So in the April 2011 faculty council, we essentially were invited to go there. And I would say after some spirited discussion, the faculty council eventually approved our proposal to move forward. The proposal approved by faculty council was then sent to the Board of Trustees. At the May 2011 Board of Trustees meeting, the formation of the new college was formally approved, and it was determined that the college would be officially launched on July 1st of 2011. So I had previously said that I first heard about the potential for this new college in 2010 academic year. But it turns out, I found out later, that actually discussions about this college had begun even the year earlier than this, and that during the 2009 year, I came to understand that the university was having discussions about how to maintain strong enrollments. The data were clear that the number of potential college students was declining and would continue to do so for years to come. All colleges and universities then would be competing for these same students. So the university needed to be thoughtful about how to position itself to continue to have strong enrollments. Out of those many discussions came the realization that while DePaul was known for many strong programs, it was not a first destination university for science or health. So further discussion and planning by various groups within the university pursued the question about what it might take to change the perception about DePaul and what needed to be put in place for DePaul to become a first choice destination for students interested in various science and health related careers. In the end, three major initiatives came forward that were part of this push to attract an entirely different group of students. In no particular order, one was an undergraduate health sciences program, which would provide strong academic training for students interested in graduate careers in health-related areas. A second initiative was a Pathways Honor Program that would attract top-tier high school graduates into our programs in the health sciences area and would surround them with the necessary support during their undergraduate training to successfully move into health and science-related graduate programs. The third initiative was to either create or to form a relationship with a medical school so that the university would have in place each necessary step for the academic and career development of this new group of students. While the planning process for the first two initiatives was moving forward, the potential for a relationship between DePaul University and Rosalind Franklin University of Medicine arose, and it was pursued for several years. That potential relationship provided the third part of this major initiative for the university to become known for its science and health related programs. We had to create a committee structure for the college to be sure that we were represented in all of the university committees, the important university committees, things like the University Curriculum Committee, the Promotion and Tenure Committee at the university, academic integrity, and kind of on and on and on, all of those places where a college needed to have representation in the university to make sure that our voice was being heard. Not only do we have to do it for university committees, we also had to do this within the college. So we had similar committee needs within our own college. And it was interesting to put these together because they required a balance of faculty from various departments. So what I mean by that is psychology was huge compared to some of these programs. We needed to make sure that we balanced representation on these committees so that faculty in all departments felt that decisions were being made impartially and fairly, that just one or two departments wasn't deciding everything for the entire college. So we had to get people onto those committees, and then we had to figure out rotations so that we didn't replace everyone all at once. So we had to create staggered elections, and it was kind of interesting to get it all going. So that was a pretty major process, but as far as I know, it's still functioning more or less as originally constructed and continues to work well. At the same time, the university website was much less integrated than it is now. So it was kind of hard to know a lot about our faculty in the college. So we put together a booklet of CSH faculty profiles of every tenure track faculty member within every department in the college. It was something that I led because I knew, because there were many of the 150-ish faculty in this new college that I really did not know. So I wanted to be in charge of this and read about these people who some of them I'd never met, a lot of them I'd said hello to, but this was my way of learning about the faculty in the college. We also created our own version of a student-based research publication named Discoveries. This was a compilation of faculty and student research across the college in each of our departments. It was first published in hard copy for, I think, 2 years, and then we moved it to an entirely electronic publication. And this remains popular to this day as well, with students and faculty in the college, with administrators within the college. And at least as indicated by website hits, it has an interestingly strong international readership, that people are clicking in and reading some of the things that our faculty and students are doing. So I could kind of talk on and on, but in summary, I said I would talk about some of the highlights. As I was writing this, it turns out there were many more than I actually thought, and many that I haven't talked about. There were so many people who contributed to the development of and launching of this college. It's really impossible, from Helmut Epp to David Kelsby to the chairs of the departments to all of the faculty involved in this process. The core group that I worked with in the dean's office was the group of associates deans, and I'll list them in alphabetical order. Seems like the fairest way to go. And these included Dr. Phil Funk, Dr. Phil Funk, who was from biology, Dr. Chris Keys, who was from psychology, Dr. Rick Nagella from chemistry, and Dr. Margaret Siliker, who was from biology. Karen Reinbold was the Associate Dean for Finance, our CFO, and Michael Roberts was the Associate Dean for Admissions, who headed up that group. And all of them were wonderful to work with. The executive assistant to the dean was Lucinda Rapp, who helped immensely in all sorts of ways. So I would really kind of need to say everyone's name in the college, but generally speaking, people have been very happy that we made this transition, and the college continues to thrive to this day. Thank you, and I hope to see the college celebrate its 20th anniversary.
Hi, I'm Jerry Kuchar, and I'm pleased to be with you talking about the first 10 years of the College of Science and Health at DePaul. I first heard about the job opening in December of 2012 from one of my former postdoctoral students, Karen Budd. I think Karen expected me to send the job description around to other people I knew, but I was intrigued and sent in an application, and somewhat to my surprise, you folks were interested in meeting me. I had a wonderful time with the search committee because the search committee began work with each member of the committee telling me what they liked about DePaul. I was getting sold. Then I met Father Dennis. That was the icing on the cake. Dennis was a very inspiring man and was the sort of person that I couldn't help wanting to work for. Father Dennis wasn't in Chicago when I visited campus for the search committee, so I rendezvoused with him a week or two later at the Harvard Club in Manhattan, where he was staying to attend a World Affairs Council meeting. As I spoke to him and heard his enthusiasm for building a healthcare education footprint for DePaul in Chicago, I got excited. When he talked about a potential alliance with Rosalind Franklin and possibly ultimately becoming a medical school owning university, I became more excited. He also talked a lot about Vincentian education and the overarching goal of establishing DePaul as a choice for students seeking a well-guided pathway into the health professions. In the Vincentian family, the practice of learning and sharing people's lives is sacred. To make a person feel seen and valued is to make a person feel human. By working with them rather than for them, we uphold human dignity and build mutual relationships. Vincent and Louise collaborated with those they served and gave them the tools to fulfill their human potential. This is what Father Dennis was trying to do with the healthcare professions at DePaul. When I arrived on campus for my first day of work, June 23rd, 2013, a date I remember because it happens to be my mom's birthday, I was met by Lucinda Rapp, a force of nature. Of course, I had actually met Lucinda virtually weeks before, because as soon as I accepted the job, she started being in contact with me, telling me everything I needed to know and everything she needed to line up for me in order to make my job effective from day one. Of course, Lucinda was ultimately succeeded when she retired by Curtis Todd, who is in every way as efficient and effective as Lucinda was at her job. I also had a wonderful team of people to work with, and the college would have had no chance of success without them. First among these was probably Rick Nigella, who serves as the jack of all trades and keeper of everything technical about the college. Next in my mind was Phil Funk, who was in charge of setting up all of our critical articulations with Rosalind Franklin. I think it was about 6 months before I stopped calling Rick Phil and Phil Rick. It was easy to remember Margaret Siliker as not being Rick or Phil. Margaret taught me everything I know about slime mold, but also was integral to making our college work. Same for Michael Roberts, who ran the student advising and counseling services. It was the first time I'd ever worked at a university or college that had an embedded service like that. And Michael was a master at making that work and at organizing his staff to meet our students' needs. Then there was Karen Reinbold. Karen was my assistant dean for budget and queen of the numbers, and made it possible for us to do magical things with our budget. I didn't think that anyone could ever do better than Karen, and was panicked when she decided to leave us for another job. But then I discovered Jen Ronkowitz. Wow, Jen is fabulous, and for some strange reason decided to name her firstborn child Vincent, but that's another story. Along the way, Mona Chattel came through as an associate dean, and then Susan McMahon came in and has done a wonderful job in terms of helping with research and faculty development. So I had a great team to work with. And that was important because job one after I arrived was finishing a business plan for the college. The college didn't have all it needed to succeed. For one thing, we were short faculty positions. Another thing, we were short of space, especially lab space. And we knew that we had students in the pipeline that were going to need that lab space, especially in organic chemistry, a year or so down the line. So it became critical to finish a business plan, to present it to the administration, and to go forward from there. And that was job one that Father Dennis told me about. Job two was to work on refining our relationship with Rosalind Franklin and what became the Pathway Honors Program. Phil Funk had gotten that off to a great start, but there were still I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed for several of the programs, and that had to move forward also. When I arrived on the fourth floor of McGowan Hall, large sections of the fourth floor were wide open to construction, full of equipment, and nothing built out. So, great, let's go build out the labs. But wait, you need money to do that. No money in the budget. No plans. What to do? Somewhere I ran across a notice of a conference that was being held on laboratory space build-outs. It was going to be in Boston. Rick Nigello was the guy to go. So we sent Rick to the conference, and he came back with ideas full of what to do to build out those labs. And he got to work on it with the architects right away. Of course, one of the challenges was the city of Chicago wouldn't necessarily let us do all the things we wanted to do. Remember all those glass walls we wanted, Rick? In any case, Rick's plans got done with the architects. We went to the Board of Trustees, and in the middle of the academic year, at their January meeting, they gave us the money we needed to build it out. Think about that now. You know what universities are like. Nobody changes, especially a gigantic construction budget change, in the middle of an academic year. But I guess our plan worked because the trustees bought it. And what you see now on the fourth floor of McGowan Hall is the fruition of Rick's work and the trustees' money that have given us lots of faculty offices and great lab space. Shortly after that, of course, we did also adapt the organic chemistry labs one floor below. I think we now have excellent lab space for the kinds of education we wanted to provide. So this was the first several steps that we took in terms of starting to get the college off the ground. Next on the agenda was setting up the refreshed College Advisory Committee, which was a development effort, getting in alumni and retired faculty to help us begin to do development and fundraising by offering advisory voices to the planning of the college. We also needed to take steps to enhance the fiscal stability of the Family and Community Center, launch cross-college initiatives, and take a big stab at improving faculty morale. There was a sense that the College in Science and Health had been carved off from the old arts and sciences, but not given the resources it needed. That began to change as we began to build out the lab space. And Father Dennis, as an aside, hinted that once that lab space was built out, if the college was successful, we'd actually get the parking lot across the street for a new psychology and physics building. Don't hold your breath on that. We also needed to begin some strategic planning to think about where we wanted to go next. That would involve new master's programs and other initiatives. More about that in a minute. Once the lab space was built out, I began to turn my attention to recruiting faculty and trying to assure that faculty could pursue their research agenda in the ways that would optimize both their teaching and their professional growth. Of course, the primary job of the dean is to make sure that everything's running smoothly, that the trains run on time, but that means that you have good faculty, that you have plenty of classroom space, that the faculty has adequate resources to do their job, and that you're operating in the smoothest possible way with the least number of speed bumps. Next on my agenda was to work closely with Phil Funk to perfect our relationship with Rosalind Franklin University of Medical Sciences. That involved building out all of the 3+ doctoral program connections that we hoped would smooth ways for DePaul students to accelerate into health professions. Professor Chris Getty, the physics department, came to me with the idea about fellowship programs for our undergraduates. And that became the centerpiece of fundraising for the CSH Advisory Committee. Thank you for that idea, Chris. It was very helpful, and we were able to fund a significant number of them over the next 4 years. Next on my agenda was seeing what we could do to boost nursing morale and to begin to take advantage of our substantial nursing alumni base. One of the things we did was resurrect the DePaul nursing pen, which hadn't been given out to our students for many years. We also held 2 strategic planning exercises and came up with the idea for starting several new master's degree programs. Among the ones we talked about included speech and language therapy and occupational therapy, which I understand have now come to fruition. In addition, we did talk about an expanded master's program in psychology, which had not gotten much traction by the time I left. We also talked with the College of Education about a behavior analysis program. And I had hopes for that too, although that too did not come to fruition by the time I left DePaul. Reflecting on what I think were the most notable developments of my tenure at CSH, I have to say the lab build-out, filling out McGowan, improving the organic chem labs, cross-university initiatives which we had with the business school, the law school, arts and sciences, and the College of Education. And also, and I say this with a chuckle, the business continuity plan. After Curtis Todd succeeded Lucinda as my assistant and right hand in making the college work, Curtis and I were tasked with this very elaborate business continuity plan. And we covered everything. I mean, we realized that we had the most dangerous building on campus at McGowan Hall with all those chemicals down the basement. And we had all manner of plans for how we were going to handle things with the folks downtown, if the building became contaminated, or if we had a flood, or something else went wrong. I don't think we considered COVID. On the other hand, we did have a very vigorous online teaching program, thanks to encouraging people to use DOTS and put more courses online. At the time I left DePaul, I think we had at least 20% of the CSH portfolio courses offered online. So I bet that when COVID necessitated people going online quickly, CSH was probably fairly well prepared for that. The most fun for me in the development of the school was using faculty allies to make it happen. Getting to know the faculty and their various interests, I probably learned more interdisciplinary content in the 5 years I was at DePaul than at any other time in my life. I think immediately of development of the neuroscience program. Thank you, Dorothy Kozlowski and Sandy Virtue. Great idea, very successful, cross-college, cross-university input from a whole range of faculty. How about chemistry? How about chemistry becoming chemistry and biochemistry? Thank you, Liwa. Thank you, Quinetta, for managing that. And as I marveled at, and I think the university folks downtown marveled at, the year after we added biochemistry to our name, the number of students coming to DePaul interested in the combo of chem and biochem increased significantly. Biology collaboration was wonderful. The range of faculty skills in biology is amazing. I still have fond memories of trying to get Jing Kip's French mice into the country. I hope they're still here. Also, I do remember trying to encourage Margaret Silica to enter the professional slime mold racing competition, although without success as far as I know. Phil Funk helped us to get on the science study abroad bandwagon. Thank you, Kyle Grice. Thank you, Jason Bestransky, for helping with that first round of study abroad for science. Efforts to begin a statistics consulting lab or a biostatistics consulting lab were well supported by Ahmed, and gratefully we were able to pull DeSalle in as a faculty member. We even got Dr. Yates in without a correction for continuity. None was needed because he was a DePaul undergraduate. You have to be a statistician to understand correction for continuity. Among my psychology colleagues, I have to give a special innovation shout out to Lenny and Lavome, whose well-funded and enormously successful research portfolio has helped to awaken the folks at 1 Jackson Boulevard that DePaul is indeed a research university, at least as far as the College of Science and Health is concerned. Another key accomplishment was the build-out and stabilization of the Health Sciences Department, a fairly unique team that required a lot of effort and work on everyone's part, especially Craig, Jim, and Doug, in helping to get the department set up and well established. When I think of environmental sciences, first thing that comes to mind is Ken Shimoda's giant shark teeth, and of course Liam's work with philosophy and invasive species. Two other significant successes during my 5 years at DePaul involved some wonderful accomplishments in terms of diversifying the nursing faculty with more people of color, and also Jesus Pando's work with SACNAS in achieving excellence in recruiting diverse student population to science and health courses. If I could summarize what I hope my 5-year legacy at DePaul will reflect, is that we got a running start and did what must be done well while honoring Vincentian humanism. I can't let the 5-year interval that I spent at DePaul go by without making a memorial note in recognition of Jeff Bergen. Jeff was a much beloved member of the math department faculty, the prime force behind the Masters in Math Education program to upgrade the level of teaching in the Chicago Public Schools, and of course the probability expert who was always called by the news media anytime the value of the lottery pot went high. Jeff's cancer diagnosis was a blow to everyone, but Jeff tried to turn it into a positive force. He was always bright, cheery, and trying to get to as many of his classes as he could. His loss during the year was all too rapid for most of us, and the loss was keenly felt. My biggest sense of failure during my time at DePaul happened in 2017 when we tried to give an honorary degree to Theo Epstein following the Cubs' amazing 2016 triumph over the Billy Goat curse. Theo had resolved the curse of the Bambino in Boston, came to Chicago, and did the same for the Cubs, but did it using mathematical principles and statistical data. We got the recommendation for an honorary degree all the way past the authorities downtown, and we're all set. We even got Theo excited about it, and then the Major League draft interfered with the DePaul commencement. What can I say? We blew it. I do have a couple of memories of that 5-year period I want to share with you, which highlight the wonders of DePaul and the DePaul community. The first one involves a nursing student, a very bright nursing student, who lost 1 point on a quiz. The 1 point loss was not going to hurt that nursing student's grade. She already had an A in the course and had a straight A average on her record. But that loss of 1 point bothered her. It was quite funny to deal with for me as the dean, trying to field an appeal where a student claimed that the faculty member handing out the papers stalled too long and she lost the time to check her answer, depriving her of a perfect score. I turned down her appeal, and she appealed to the provost. The provost at the time was Pat O'Donoghue. Pat, who has a PhD in nursing, decided that she would like to hear this appeal just for amusement's sake, I guess. So I appeared in the provost's office, and the student came with her husband, an ordained minister. Her husband said to Pat, "What would Jesus do?" Pat looked him in the eye and said, "Jesus would have taken the point off." One more observation goes to the uniqueness of the DePaul faculty. My colleagues on the CSH faculty probably have the most outstanding collection of tattoo art of any College of Science and Health in the nation. In particular, I have fond memories of one that includes the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts, including the islands of Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard, and another that includes an invasive thorny buckhorn. In any case, this highlights and generalizes across the faculty. If I haven't mentioned your name, that's not because you're forgotten. I treasure the memories of all of you and very much enjoyed your sharing the development and evolution of the College of Science and Health at DePaul University. Thank you, DePaul.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dorothy Kozlowski, and I served as the interim dean of the College of Science and Health from 2018 to 2020. Currently, I am Vincent DePaul Professor of Biological Sciences and Neuroscience at DePaul. I've had the pleasure of being at DePaul for over 20 years. During this time, I witnessed the evolution of our science and health programs, played a role in creating new programs such as health sciences and neuroscience, and also played a role in the creation of our college. When the college was created in 2011, I was serving as the founding chair of the Department of Health Sciences, and it was exciting to do my small part in the new college and its goal to widen the opportunities for our students in science and health. It was an honor to work with Jerry Cleland, founding dean, and all of my colleagues who worked tirelessly to establish the college. In 2018, I was entrusted with the role of interim dean and given the opportunity to continue to move the work of the college forward. Just before taking on the role, I participated in the Vincentian Heritage Tour as a member of the Vincentian Mission Institute, a program designed to educate and immerse faculty and staff in all things Vincentian. Although I knew about St. Vincent de Paul, and I knew what the mission of our university was as a Catholic, urban, and Vincentian institution, being a part of the Institute, studying the foundations of our mission with my colleagues from DePaul, St. John's, and Niagara, and walking in St. Vincent's footsteps in France really ingrained in me the mission in a way that I had yet to embrace. Given that, as I took on the position of interim dean, I knew that highlighting and supporting the work of the mission of the college was something I wanted to focus on, especially as it related to serving the Vincentian mission of the university. This was an easy task. So many of my colleagues embraced the mission and the work that they did, from creating programs to address stress and violence in underserved communities, to addressing health disparities, economic and environmental justice, and STEM education in our city. Not to mention always working to support our students, especially those who might be struggling in all their endeavors. All I needed to do was to just put a spotlight on this work. I did so by dedicating space in our alumni magazine, Scientia, for stories about our work to support the mission, and through communication to the college, university, alumni, and the general public as well. Our dedication to the mission was amplified by the COVID pandemic. Our faculty, students, and staff went into action by collecting, donating, and even creating personal protective equipment for community health providers that needed it. In addition, we all pivoted so quickly to support our students in remote online learning and all that entailed, which was not a small task. The mission of the university was alive and well in our college. I was so proud of my colleagues and was happy to shine a spotlight on them and their work. One of the other highlights of my time as interim dean was the creation of the strategic plan for the College of Science and Health. DePaul just launched the new strategic plan for the university, grounded in mission. And although the college had previously taken some steps to create our own strategic plan for the college, which included writing our mission statement, now was the time to do so in a much more formalized way. We needed to help solidify how we as a college would help advance the university's plan and to come to consensus on what we valued collectively as a college, not individual units, something we had yet to articulate. The process involved over 40 faculty and staff throughout the college, representing all academic units and centers. This group ended up becoming the Strategic Planning Committee. After interviewing numerous firms to help lead our process, we were pleased that our strategic planning process was led by an alum, which was extra special. The strategic plan identified 6 priorities. I'd like to share these with you and why they were important to the advancement of the college and university. Let's start with our mission. The College of Science and Health at DePaul University provides high quality, personalized, and accessible science and health education to a diverse student body, grounded in the values of St. Vincent de Paul. Our teaching and research advance knowledge and service to society. This mission was established during our first round of strategic planning back in 2014. And as a group, we decided that it still resonated with us, so it did not change. The 6 priorities include, number 1, expand, foster, and celebrate diverse faculty and staff at all levels, with a focus on groups that are traditionally underrepresented in academia. DePaul challenges us challenges us all to respect the dignity of every individual. As such, diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been a priority in the college. However, we never had a structured way to address the issues that needed attention. And as such, it took a backseat at times to other priorities in the college. This strategic priority was identified to ensure that diversity, equity, and inclusion continues to be front and center. It resulted in the creation of a college-level DEI committee that has taken the reins in helping to lead the college in becoming a place where all feel welcome and valued, and where efforts are made to address inequity and structural racism. Number 2, strengthen the quality of our graduate and professional programs to provide a high-quality student experience throughout the college. Although DePaul is not a Research 1 institution, we are an extremely research-active college that includes programs at both the master's and doctoral level. Our graduate students advance faculty scholarship and serve as educators and mentors to our undergraduates. Our strategic plan needed to ensure that this group of students was not overlooked in our long-term goals. Number 3, support, enhance, and communicate excellence in research by the CSH community as a whole. As I mentioned, our college values scholarship and advancements in research. We have faculty who are supported by multi-million-dollar federal grants, faculty who are world-renowned experts in their fields, and whose contributions make a significant impact not only to their fields, but to society. Our research experiences educate future scientists and are just as much a part of our curriculum as our courses are. As such, objectives in our strategic plan are meant to continue to foster our support of research and, to more importantly, share our research excellence with the university and beyond. This priority has also been embraced and supported by the new Associate Provost for Research at DePaul. Number 4, increase first-year student retention, transfer student retention, and sense of inclusion among CSH students, particularly those who identify as students of color, first-generation students, low-income students, and LGBTQIA+ students. The mission of DePaul University has always been that education should be available to all students, regardless of their background and means. This mission requires active work and guideposts. It's not enough to welcome all, but not ensure that there are support systems available to guarantee their success. This priority ensures that our college creates programs and opportunities to support all students and fosters their continuation in their education so that they complete their degrees in a timely way. This priority also includes objectives to guarantee that all students feel welcome in our college. Number 5, expand CSH capacity and programs for students interested in health careers. The college was created with the goal that it would support the creation of programs intended to attract students who are interested in health-related careers, an ever-growing area of student interest and opportunity. In addition to the health sciences and nursing programs that existed when the college was created, many new programs were created in the past 10 years, with the newest ones in community psychology, more options for nursing, and the developing programs in speech-language pathology and occupational therapy, to name just a few. This priority is meant to ensure that the college continues to evaluate other programs for health-related careers in the coming years. Lastly, number 6, reconceptualize the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math STEM Center to support a community of practice among faculty, staff, and students focused on STEM education and outreach. When I became the interim dean, the STEM Center was a university-level group whose main goal was focused on enhancing math K-12 education. It did excellent work and was supported by external NSF funding and a partnership with the Chicago Public Schools. With the retirement of its leader came the opportunity to bring the STEM Center into the college with her blessing and broaden its reach to not only continue the incredible work to strengthen math education, but to also become a place to support STEM education within the college, both at the level of supporting faculty throughout the college and on college-wide initiatives focused on supporting students. Since the creation of the strategic plan, the STEM Center has been an excellent resource to the college, continuing its work in math education, but expanding its reach to faculty workshops on STEM education and writing and successfully obtaining an NSF grant to support scholarships for underrepresented students. These 6 priorities, identified by our own faculty and staff, will strengthen the college, support its faculty, staff, and students, and help the university achieve its strategic plan grounded in mission. An organization is only as good as the plan and priorities it sets as its goals. I believe that the College of Science and Health did an amazing thing by setting this very ambitious, important set of priorities for itself. I am proud to have played a role in the creation of this strategic plan and the progress it made in a very short time. It is my hope that the college continues to embrace the strategic plan and advance its priorities under the leadership of our new dean, Dr. Dan Barnes. I look forward to playing my part in doing so in the years to come. Congratulations to CSH on its 10th anniversary, and I can't wait to see what's in store for the next 10 years.
It is a pleasure to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the College of Science and Health on celebrating its 10th anniversary. I'm proud of you for reaching this milestone, especially when I think about the positive impact your college has had on our students and our community over this past decade. For 10 years, CSH has strived to deliver both academic and experiential learning that integrates both theory and practice. From clinics to research to internships, CSH is a model of training DePaul students to be world ready. CSH students excel professionally and personally because of our faculty and staff. Thanks to their dedication, our students are well prepared for productive, rewarding careers in science and health when they graduate. CSH faculty are leaders in their disciplines nationally and internationally. They frequently receive recognition and secure grants from highly prestigious organizations, such as the National Science Foundation and the National Institutes of Health. In fact, 76% of all DePaul's external award funding comes from NSF and NIH. CSH faculty and staff also work hard to implement programs to help support student success, especially for our first-year students. The new Engage and Persist in STEM project is a good example. With the support of a $1 million grant from NSF, this new program awards annual scholarships of $10,000 for 4 years to low-income freshmen who are STEM majors. The project aims to create pathways for low-income, academically talented students to enter graduate programs and the STEM workforce. In addition to research opportunities, scholarship recipients receive extensive mentoring and career coaching programs. In fact, more than 20 faculty members in DePaul's STEM departments are serving as mentors. That is collaboration. That is career readiness. That is CSH. In addition, CSH has developed several partnerships to expand research opportunities for faculty and enhance learning for students. The Pathways and Rosalind Franklin University programs are examples of how CSH balances classroom and research experience to accelerate a student's learning journey. DePaul has also partnered with the Sinai Urban Health Institute to create an applied research institute that will address critical health inequities in Chicago. This partnership gives DePaul faculty and students the chance to participate in research and clinical internships that provide practical experience with public health research and service. CSH clinical experiences make a true difference in our surrounding community. Nothing made this more apparent than this past year when DePaul's nursing faculty and students volunteered at clinics across Chicago to administer the COVID-19 vaccine. Looking ahead to the next academic year, we eagerly anticipate the grand opening of DePaul's Speech Pathology Clinic, and we're extremely excited to welcome our first cohort of students to the speech pathology program. This new clinic will provide free diagnostic and therapeutic services to the diverse population of Chicago. At the same time, DePaul students will receive an exemplary education and clinical training. That is DePaul's Catholic, Vincentian, and urban mission in action, and I can't wait to see what CSH and its many accomplished alumni do next. Congratulations again to CSH. I hope DePaul's alumni, students, faculty and staff, and friends will participate in our celebration activities over the next several months so that you can directly experience how CSH is making an impact on the world.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Stephanie Dance Barnes, the new Dean of the College of Science and Health at DePaul University. I am exceedingly excited to be the Dean during a time that the College of Science and Health will be celebrating a decade of excellence in teaching, scholarship, and service. During this celebration, we will acknowledge the evolution of the college, reflecting on its beginnings as part of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and branching off to then form the College of Science and Health that would already possess a strong basic science set of programs. Then moving on towards building a foundation in the health space with the creation of the BS in Health Sciences. The College of Science and Health continues to create opportunities and improve upon strategies in which we are providing personalized and accessible science and health education to a diverse population of students. So how is the College of Science and Health helping to ensure that more diverse students enter DePaul and succeed with their course of studies? And why is this important? First and foremost, it is vital that we strive to create a culture that fosters diversity in the College of Science and Health. That goes without saying. This is important because diversity drives excellence and enhances innovation. Including diverse individuals who are also different thinkers because of their lived experiences contributes to the breadth and depth of science and health knowledge, innovations, and opportunities across the College of Science and Health. And this also increases the impact of how our college can meet the needs of a diverse society. It is a necessity for the college to prioritize the sustainment of diversity at all levels. A college in which our faculty and staff do not feel marginalized, but feel supported in reaching their full potential because we have diminished disparities that have been associated with any opportunities. Having diverse faculty and staff create an atmosphere for diverse students to thrive and feel included. It is vital that we abolish criteria that disproportionately disadvantage student applicants from various underserved and disadvantaged backgrounds. This is not only key to promoting diversity, but also ensuring we are encouraging practices of equity and inclusion. It is paramount to create circumstances that promote academic, personal, and professional student success. We have to be targeted and intentional about the student support that's provided. There must be robust opportunities for meaningful experiential experiences, research opportunities, and various other high-impact practices for our students. We also work to address the leaky pipeline to science and health fields. This means promoting opportunities that impact K-12 science and health preparation. This, in turn, ultimately strengthens our own CSH student pipeline. In the college, it's key to fostering diversity and inclusion for our students by exposing them to diverse mentors. That's essential in sharing the wisdom and experiences that come from these diverse individuals. Celebrating achievements of diverse faculty and staff and students. Building a diverse team, which speaks to ensuring equitable recruitment practices. Promoting seminars and forums that speak to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the importance and impact of DEI in science and health fields. And most importantly, here in CSH, we check the biases at the door. That is essential in ensuring that we are fostering a culture of diversity and creating opportunities in which our students can be equipped to excel during their academic career and beyond. During this unique time that we find ourselves in, which is a pandemic, the importance of diverse future leaders in science and health is clear. COVID has revealed how vulnerable we are, particularly as it relates to the healthcare industry. It is clear that there will be a fundamental shift from healthcare to health. And while disease will never be completely eliminated, through science, data, innovation, and technology, we will be able to identify disease earlier, intervene proactively, and better understand its progression. This will also allow us to address the tremendous disparities that have been revealed in science and health. In the ever-changing world that we live in, it is important that students are equipped to be adaptable and persistent. And CSH produces graduates that are lifelong learners. And our students will be prepared to lead effective change and make a tremendous difference in our society. But don't take it from me. Let's hear from one of our very own CSH students. Kennedy will speak about how CSH has prepared her to be a future leader in science and health.
I have read about so many creative and brilliant leaders all over the world. They're described as fearless, liberating individuals. I want to be described as that one day. I want to be recognized as a person that has dedicated their life to making the world as accommodating and comfortable for all. As a future DePaul graduate, the College of Science and Health has given me the tools and resources needed for me to be a brilliant leader, as I described above. I've been afforded the opportunity to do research, participate in medical service trips abroad, shadow doctors, and to connect with my peers. These experiences have given me the confidence and taught me resilience in never letting any obstacles hinder my progress, as well as making me more comfortable when seeking out opportunities in the world of science and health. Thank you to DePaul and the College of Science and Health for aiding me in my journey thus far, and I look forward to all the amazing opportunities that await me.
What role can CSH alums play in helping the college achieve its mission? And how can alumni help CSH students succeed? Our alumni are the reflection of our college's past, representation of the present, and a link to the future. Alumni serve as a support system for the college. Our students, faculty, and staff benefit from the skills and experiences of our graduates. And we do our best to keep alumni well-informed and engaged. We welcome feedback as to how we can keep alumni better connected. We have an exceptional advisory board that consists of many dedicated and valuable alumni. We are always seeking new board members to bring their insight to the group. Alumni are our best ambassadors, offering invaluable marketing and promotion across their personal and professional networks. In certain cases, this could go even further, with alumni offering to provide support for students in work placements and in helping them launch their careers. Alumni also donate their valuable time to offer career support to current students. This enhances the students' experience and give them that competitive edge in today's tough job market. The alumni network of CSH is one of the biggest sources of placement opportunities for our students. Additionally, alumni play an active role in voluntary programs like mentoring students in their areas of expertise, and they also play a significant role in contributing scholarships to deserving students. Alumni can help us tremendously in achieving our mission by merely connecting with our students, faculty, and staff, giving back, leveraging their professional networks, and just serving as a tremendous resource of experience. Our alumni are a wonderful asset for the college, and we value them tremendously. What does the future hold for the College of Science and Health? Over the next 10 years, I would like to see continued innovation in curriculum, advising, research, and instruction in support of student success. The College of Science and Health will continue to be committed to supporting an environment in which diversity, equity, and inclusion is celebrated by all faculty, staff, and students. As the new dean, I will continue to build on a successful foundation that CSH already has and identify opportunities that expand the college's footprint within DePaul and beyond. This expansion will include the launch of many new programs, which include, but are not limited to, speech-language pathology, occupational therapy, engineering, and the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. And there are other innovative programs on the horizon. Our rapidly growing neuroscience and health sciences programs continue to evolve and generate excitement about future prospects in their fields. Also, the field of astrophysics offers exceptional career paths for our students, and I am excited about the tremendous potential for our CSH program. We will continue to grow programs of distinction that attract the best student and faculty minds. Currently, CSH secures about 45% of institutional sponsored research funding, and we will strive to secure even more research dollars and increase our productivity in an effort to elevate even further our reputation for excellence in scholarship. CSH is committed to continuing to create opportunities and improvement strategies in which we are providing personalized and accessible science and health education for a diverse student body. A student body that will be well-prepared science and health graduates that are successful in their chosen fields and agents of transformation throughout their lives. I am so excited to be the dean during this time, to be a part of this 10th anniversary celebration. Thank you for celebrating with